Yo, what's going on, people? What's poppin'? Welcome back to Football Therapy with me, host Yan. I hope you all, I can talk. I hope you are all doing well today, man. I really do hope that. Welcome back to Chelsea News, the daily series right here on Football Therapy, where I go across football news media, consolidate what's being said about the Blues, presenting it to you in a manageable package, giving you my opinion, but hey, more importantly, asking for yours. Nonsense stories have already been circulating about Kai Havertz versus Mason Mount, academy starlet that represents Chelsea youth versus Chelsea buying the league oil money thing, and Mason Mount's dad has got involved. Pretty good though, just you wait. Chelsea need to start sweeping away unused players or players that are not in the Frank Lampard project, and seemingly they are beginning to do that. More on that. And also, with loads of pundits and people from around football saying Chelsea are obligated to be in a title race this season because of their purchases, I wanted to offer my opinion and what I think Chelsea should be looking to achieve this coming season. So keep it locked. Of course, you should subscribe to Football Therapy, road to 100k. I upload every single day and you might like it. If you want to support me, that would be very kind. Just drop a like on this video. Thanks, mate. And of course, if you want to keep plugged into the world of football and updated constantly to the beautiful game, you should check out OneFootball. That's right, OneFootball is completely free and it's a slick, consolidated, easy to use platform that gives you everything you need to know about football and more specifically Chelsea Football Club, or indeed any club. Stats, news, fixtures, lineup, results, transfer news, everything you'll ever want to know. Click the link in the top of the description to check out OneFootball. Alright then, let's get into it. So, Chelsea have signed Kai Havertz and I can't contain my excitement. Can't wait to see him. Yes, every video I could wax lyrical about this Germanic superstar, but I shan't, because you know man is incredibly gassed on this signing. But for the minute, let's talk about this news story that surfaced from a tweet from old Fall Key from Build. They published a story about the Kai Havertz transfer to Chelsea, fine, him coming to London, getting a house, transfer, and then that Mason Mount isn't happy about a high-profile, expensive transfer playing in his position. Now, anyone who knows Mason Mount at this point or knows his profile are scratching their heads. Mount has a superior work ethic and attitude towards football and his work, one of the main reasons why Frank Lampard loves him so much, and his whole career he's been playing against adversity. He was the only person growing up who said, I will make it into the first team. Tony Mount, his dad, more on him in one moment, pretty much said it was only Mason who said he's got a chance of doing this. Of course he proved himself right and he's broken into the Chelsea first team, but Chelsea making a signing like they always have, like they always will not stop this kid from believing in himself, and it hasn't. So Big Daddy Mount, Tony Mount, poured cold water all over this and said, bull. You get what he said via emojis. He tweeted this reply underneath Christian Falk's story, the tweet, and he did what I believe the kids are calling ratioed him. Got more interactions and likes than the original tweet article. Pretty funny, this created a storm on social media, everyone saying, look man, if you know Mason, this is absolute nonsense. Anyone who's close to the club, and indeed the player pretty much came out and said that, and the story... And to be honest, the journalist looks just silly now, and the story lost all weight, essentially. But it does pose the question, academy starlet versus superstar. To be honest, man, it gives me shades of Lampard and Ballack when he arrived. I really am looking forward to it. Mason Mount has played so many minutes in so many games for Chelsea last season, and he was a great success story. Amazing Premier League work ethic. Actually, the Premier League work ethic that would set the bar for Kai Havertz to try and emulate with, you know, his silky skills or whatever. They're both 21, they're both going to get better, and they both should make each other better. It's an incredibly exciting time to have them both mixed in the squad. So rather than putting them up against each other, just Chelsea fans, and indeed football fans, should just be absolutely gassed that there is this exciting English talent, exciting German talent, and just watch him play. Anyway, moving on. Of course, Chelsea have completely done madness in this transfer window, buying loads of players, and hopefully they get one or maybe even two more. But of course they need to sell. There are long-standing problems on this Chelsea roster. One that could be out of the way is Tiemoue Bakayoko to Milan. Bakayoko is a weird one. He was a very highly rated player in that Monaco side, did show a couple of flashes of brilliance at Chelsea, but ultimately he was a disappointment and had some very, very poor performances. Although he's still rated on the continent though, it's going to be difficult for Chelsea to get all their money back, but to be honest, they might do rather well in terms of getting close. I don't know how many years he's got left on this deal actually, I should have checked that, but it can't be a lot, and Chelsea are looking to loan him to Milan with an option to buy for 30 million euros. Now, while that will be frustrating for Chelsea fans to hear an option rather than obligation, he played well for Milan, and if he plays well again and they like him and they develop as a team and a squad out in Serie A, they will be looking to make that move permanent. It's always in the club's interest to make a loan move permanent because the players settled in, they understand how the coach wants to play, the fans like them around. Do you know what I mean? You have to consider all those things. So hopefully, if it is a success, they'll be like, alright, 30 million euros, what's that, 6 million pounds, let's have him. Plus, they have to pay a loan fee to have him next season and also pay his wages. So it's a great move for Chelsea, ultimately freeing up some money on the books, and it makes a lot of sense. Chelsea still have to try and sell the likes of Michy Batshuayi because we have 1,000 strikers now, and he probably won't get anywhere close to the first team. He will know that, although he'll probably also understand that training with Chelsea is not the worst thing in the world for one season to then go on a free transfer to a club, make loads of money. He'll still be in his prime. So it's going to be difficult to shift him. There is Zappacosta as well, and Emerson Palmieri. The two are probably now very unwanted fullbacks. That's going to be difficult. And don't even get me started on Danny Drinkwater, bro. Because it's just never, it's just no. Dude's on like 100k a week. I ain't even mad at him. He's just living his best life. He's won the Premier League and whatever. Anyway, let's move on. I do want to talk about the expectations of Chelsea Football Club for this coming season. Yes, Chelsea have done a madness and bought a lot of players, but they're in the public eye, not just for the amount they spent, it's for the players they've signed. Remember, Manchester United spent the same amount of money on Dan James, Harry Maguire, Wan-Bissaka and Bruno Fernandes. A couple of good players in there, obviously. Harry Maguire for 85 million, who's had, for me, not a great season at all. It really has cranked that amount up for 200 million. And Chelsea have obviously spent the same and bought Ziyech, Werner, Havertz, Chilwell, and they got the likes of Thiago, Silva and Malang, Sarr in obviously on free. So because they've got all this quality, like recognised quality, they've got the pressure on them, regardless to it being the same amount of spend. So people are saying, Chelsea, well, they have to challenge for the title now. They have to challenge for the title now. And loads of Chelsea fans are saying that too, but personally, I think that's unfair and unrealistic. The truth is, Chelsea absolutely need to close the gap now in what's going to be a very competitive Premier League season, because I had the likes of Manchester United getting better and the top six getting better. And indeed, they're not going to be any particularly really weak team in the Premier League. It's going to be difficult. Chelsea should and absolutely need to be a lot better than they were. And they're 33, 36 points off the top. If they can add an extra 15, 20 points to their points total, but look like a more solid team defensively as well, then that's the progress they need. We all know it's about closing the gap, not immediately challenging for the title in Frank Lampard's third season in management, after previously finishing so far off the top. For me, it's about closing the gap. An extra 15, 20 points I'll be happy with. Less goals conceded, hey, more goals scored. Even though Chelsea scored a lot of goals last season, they've got the firepower to improve on that now. So why not? Why not improve on it? Concede hopefully 20 less goals. It needs to be a lot less. Maybe 15, 10. Personally, I think as long as they're comfortably in the top 4, a lot closer to the top 2, hell, maybe top 1, who knows, Chelsea could finish second, that would be incredible. But I feel like the expectation's a little bit unfair if you look at the context of the whole situation, how the team's been bought, but it still needs to be built and gelled. And Frank Lampard, although he has impressed many, he still himself needs to develop as a coach, and I think he'll be the first to admit that. So with some realistic spectacles on, you should make a realistic prediction or expectation. Anyway, what do you guys think? Get down in the comment section below. I'm really keen to get everyone's thoughts and opinions on what I've talked about today. What's your expectation and prediction about Chelsea finishing, or where Chelsea will finish? Talk about Mason Mount, Kai Havertz, hell, how about some sales like Bakayoko? I want to see it all down in the comment section below. If you have enjoyed this video I've made for you guys today, I'd really appreciate you dropping a like on the video. That means a lot. And if you want to see more content from me, check out my second channel, Yan's Yard, where I do daily live streaming content. That's it from me, lot. Enjoy the football, and I will see you later.
You ain't so tough with that bad boy talk. I'ma get it how I'm living, I'ma walk the walk. Outline my lines, I rap through thought. Body bag the verse, outlined in chalk. In my life seen trouble, hustle on the double. Silence on the trigger like my pick got a muzzle. Yo, chick like to guzzle, bad boy stay in trouble. I only love this paper, sorry I don't. I laugh me, baby.